Honestly, the idea of trying to create a combined voice sounds like an editing nightmare, but I hate editing. So that could just be my own problem. Editing is like the bane of my existence. If you don't mind editing, then maybe that sounds great. For myself and this author, we set very clear character lines, meaning you write these characters, I write these characters, and then that's that. And we don't meddle in each other's work. Other than like when it came down to editing, we would look through each other's stuff and we would make word suggestions, possibly slight phrasing discussion or phrasing changes. But for the most part, we meant to preserve that person's voice in those chapters, knowing that they were clearly distinct because of that character, right? Her character's thoughts spoke very differently from mine. And so it worked for us, right? We stayed within the confines of each of those chapters. And so, yeah, there was a voice change, but it was a purposeful one, right? It was meant to be different because we were looking at very different people from a first person perspective. So I think it worked out well. People seem to think it worked out well. I cannot imagine trying to create a combined voice, though, with another author who I was not related to. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
It
maybe.
sounds tough. I feel like you would have to do it where you just, if it's a crossover book, right? I write my character, you write yours, and you just tell the perspective that way. I feel like that's probably the only way to do it.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, in our case, we're both pantsers, both discovery writers. So we didn't pre-plan, we didn't do lots of discussion. Like we had some minor discussions, particularly if one of us felt a little bit stuck. But for the most part, it was I write a chapter, send it to her. She'd write a chapter, send it to me. And we just built the story as we went. We didn't really know where it was going. But we figured it out as we went. And it was fun for us. And that worked for us because we're both discovery writers. If one of us a little bit more plotty than the others, that might be a little more tricky because I don't plot. I can't really plot.